Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is very authentic Yoga Sutra, and in 200 hours you had just an overview of this. But here in this course you will be studying the sutras, every sutra. In 200 hours you studied about the chapters and what are those chapters about. But here you'll study every sutra in detail. You'll try to comprehend, you'll try to understand, not memorize, but at least what is his meaning. You know the purpose of sutra. The purpose of sutra is to educate you about yoga, right? What Patanjali had understood yoga, so he has given sutras based on his understanding. Because these are yoga masters, Patanjali, and then Ashtavakra, then Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, then all the Upanishadic masters, they are the masters of yoga. So also Patanjali, okay? And Patanjali is believed as an incarnation of sun god. Sun god. So Patanjali was an incarnation of sun god. This sun who illumines this solar family. The sun who is the source of energy, who is the source of light. Because life is impossible without sun. If sun is not here, everything will become frozen, cold, and everything will be, impossible to live. You cannot live. Because of sun, there is photosynthesis process of the plants. And because of the sun, they are able to give the flowers, fruits, or grow. Okay. So sun is the source of energy. Sun is the source of light. Sun is adorable. And sun is worshipable. So there is a Veda in Hindu philosophy, Yajurveda. So in Yajurveda, there are lots of mantras about sun god. Okay. And in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna says that first he gave his knowledge, means first he gave the knowledge of yoga to sun god. That is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. When you will study Bhagavad Gita, then you will find that Lord Krishna says that as God, because Lord Krishna was an incarnation of God, and he was saying that I am an incarnation of God, and as God, firstly, I gave this knowledge. What I am sharing the knowledge with you, Arjuna. So this knowledge, firstly, I gave to sun god. And then sun gave this knowledge to Ikshwaku. Ikshwaku was the first king of the earth. So sun gave the first knowledge to the first king of the earth, Ikshwaku. Then Ikshwaku gave this knowledge to his son. His son gave to his son. So that was how that knowledge intact. But in the middle, that was almost broken. The chain was broken. So Lord Krishna says,
can you of that king?
Ikshwaku was that name, Ikshwaku. Okay. So this is the sutra. And then Lord Krishna says that then later on, this knowledge was almost disappeared. And I am giving the same knowledge to you, Arjuna. So give your ears and listen and understand and then live accordingly. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has revived this science of yoga, right? So every chapter is after yoga. There are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, and every chapter is after yoga. It's a kind of yoga. Okay. And when Patanjali was born, so there is a story how he was born. So there is a story that there was a girl there was a girl who was worshipping sun god, and her name was Gonika. Gonika. And she was worshipping sun god, and sun god became very pleased to her. And when she was married, this is not, I'm not sure, after marriage or when she was virgin, sun god fell down in her palms. When she was praying to sun god, then sun god became a child, became a newborn baby, and fell down in her palms. Anjali. You know Anjali. Anjali means palms. And Patan means to fall. So that sun god fell in her palms. That is why that baby's name was Patanjali. Patanjali. Okay, that was how his name was given. Patanjali. So he fell down in his mother's palms, Anjali. That is why his name became Patanjali. So this is a story. So Patanjali was an incarnation of sun god. And you can understand, when sun god is teaching something to you, who was the first disciple of God, then that will be very authentic. So Patanjali was a super yogi. He was a super yogi. He was super enlightened. And he could show miracles of yoga. Patanjali says, yoga is a very powerful thing. And if you learn, study, and practice yoga, then you can do miracles in your life. But you have to understand yoga, what yoga is, right? According to Patanjali, according to Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, according to all the authentic masters. So these are authentic yogis from where yoga was evolved or broadcasted or made popular. You had studied the history of yoga, right? So yoga was discovered by all the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. They discovered yoga. I mean, they did not discover, but yoga is eternal science. Yoga is principle, actually. And they are the first three manifestations of God. And, yoga is science of empowerment, science of enlightenment, science of making life divine. So, divine himself or herself taught the science or principles, which is called yoga. How to be one with divine, how to, manifest divinity. So this is called yoga. And Patanjali has given different sutras. So Patanjali gave more importance to samadhi. That is why he has put first chapter samadhi. He could have put first chapter sadhana, practice. But he did not put first chapter sadhana. Rather, he put first chapter as samadhi. So samadhi is first chapter. Means first we have to understand what is samadhi, what is true yoga. So yoga is equal to samadhi, or yoga means samadhi, samadhi means yoga. So firstly he talks about samadhi path. Then he talks about sadhana, how to reach there, how to achieve samadhi. Sadhana means practice. Okay. And third chapter is about vibhuti. Vibhuti means powers of yoga. That is called vibhuti. And then fourth is kaivalya. Kaivalya is liberation, or the fruit of yoga. Means first is goal. What is the goal? Second, how to reach there. Second chapter. Third chapter, when you reach there, even when you are on the path, you will meet many powers on the way. And every power will take you to the goal. And his goal is Kaivalya. So this is like a game, video game. If you had played earlier video game in childhood, in video game, there were some achievements where you're achieving some tools and you are becoming empowered, right? You're becoming more empowered to reach your goal, more weapons to combat the enemies or challenges. So powers, you need power to win. Without power, you cannot win, right? So yoga gives supernatural powers to win the enemies, challenges of life, to overcome the obstacles on the path. And then you can reach to the goal. And goal is Kaivalya. Goal is liberation. Goal is moksha. Clear? So in first chapter, he talks about samadhi. That what is yoga? Patanjali says yoga is chitta vritti nirodh. And then how to control the chitta. Then he has given Ashtanga yoga. He says by Ashtanga yoga, you can control your chitta. Yogang anushthanad ashuddhi chayat. That is sutra. Means yog ang anushthan. By anushthan of yogang, means ashtanga yoga, you will remove all the defilements. You will remove all the defilements, and then you are there. Okay? And then during the process, during the path, during the journey itself, you will become empowered. You will become enlightened. You'll meet many supernatural powers. You will cultivate supernatural powers. You will unleash them because they are dormant. They are latent in you. You have to simply activate them by yoga. And I'll always remember, yoga is not confined to asanas only, but asanas are the beginning body of yoga. Pranayama, meditation. Practice more meditation. Means practice chitta vritti nirodh. Yoga means chitta vritti nirodh. And asanas are to control chitta. Yes, Olga.
Yes, just to remind to myself, yoga, chitta vritti nirodh hai.
Yeah.
So this is according to Patanjali understanding, right?
Yes. Correct. Chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Means yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha means cessation.
Cessation, focusing, freezing, yes?
Yes. That's called cessation. Nirodha.
Yes.
That is called yoga. And if you practice this chitta vritti nirodha, then you will become yogin. And how to do this? Patanjali says by asana, by pranayama, by chanting, by different means. So in all the sutras, he says, through this you can control, right? So this is what you have to study. So that was the thing I wanted to share with you today in today's session, to give you overview. And because this is very significant sutra of yoga. If you will not study this, then you will not understand yoga. So 300 hour means advanced. Everything is advanced. Everything is ultimate in this course. And you should utilize this course, right? Always study, always refine yourself, always enhance yourself, always practice. Every day, at least in the morning when you get up, practice 10 minutes meditation, 10 minutes yoga. I would say 10 minutes chitta vritti nirodha. Right? So what is chitta vritti nirodha? Because in sleep, you were absolutely unaware about yourself. When you wake up, then you meet yourself. Your mind starts functioning the moment you wake up. Even when you are dreaming, your mind remains functioning. In dreaming also. When you are dreaming, your mind is functioning. So in dreaming also, mind is not in yoga. Okay? Mind comes in yoga when that is here. Still. So in deep sleep, mind remains in yoga, but that is unconsciousness. So consciously you have to be in yoga. And how is that possible? When you are waking up, like now. If you are waking up and your mind is like still water of the lake, still lake, that is called yoga. And what is the goal of stillness? The goal of stillness is when your mind is still, then your true nature shines forth. Means all the movements are like, the turbulences of the mind. Like there is very clean water of the pool. You see the swimming pool, right? Swimming pool's water is very clean. But if the water is, moving, there are ripples. Can you see the bottom clearly? No. You cannot see the bottom clearly. Although the water is clean. Okay. So first is cleansing the water. There should be water cleansed, like mind. Mind should be cleansed, clean. This is the first condition. Second condition, although your mind is clean, but that should be calm. So first you have to cleanse your mind by removing the dirt of mind. And what are the dirts? Dirts are many things like confusions, like fear, like anxiety, like restlessness, like worries. All these are dirts of mind, right? And the main dirt of mind is extroversion. When your mind is extrovert, when mind is seeking the pleasure and joy in outside world, that is the main sickness of mind. That is the main dirt, mull of mind. So you have to, keep your mind non-outflowing. The same thing you will learn in upcoming chapter also. So that is the main sickness of mind. What mind is always seeking pleasure in sensualities, right? In stuff which is outside, but pleasure is not there. Pleasure is actually inside. So first we have to remove the main dirt of mind is extroversion. Don't be too much extrovert. That doesn't mean that you should completely disconnect yourself from the entire society. No. Go there, be there, but moderately. Right? Like Olga is very busy. She attends lots of functions, right? Lots of events.
Very emotionally draining.
Yes, yes.
So not to lose yourself, not to collect yourself. You should really remain yourself, be authentic. So it's very important. Yes.
Exactly. Meet many people. There is no problem. Meet many people. And whenever you are meeting, then, please remember this thing, this teaching of me. Whenever you meet anyone, just lit the light of that person so that that person will remember you. Make your personality so charming, so calming, so powerful that every person will be impressed with your appearance, with your energy, and that person will remember you. Your calmness, your gracefulness, your divinity, your energy, your connectedness with God. Because when you practice yoga, then you become very charming. You become very charming. You become very, very magical, right? You become very magical. And whosoever comes in your contact, that person becomes influenced with your energy. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Precious advice, Guruji. Thank you so much for these important words.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, Himanshi.
that's really influential and even motivational thought. I mean, that really hits.
Yes.
That this should be the goal while living in the society and with the society.
Exactly. Even you meet with prime minister, you meet with very influential people. They have power, they have political powers, they have different powers, power of money, power of properties, power of politics, power of different powers. But your power is more powerful than them. Always remember. And what is your power? Power of God. Because God is almighty. Always remember that God is almighty. Never forget that God is weaker. And you are godly, you are always more powerful than even prime minister, even president. That is why yogis are called Maharaj. Maharaj. Maharaja means the king of kings or queen of queens, Maharani. So they are more adorable. So don't spoil your sanctity. Don't spoil your true nature. Always maintain that dignity. Always maintain your, yourself. That doesn't mean that you become arrogant. You are not arrogant. You are very warm. You are very kind. You are not arrogant, but you honor your God, your soul. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you will find that if you could maintain this thing, you will be very charmful. Sooner or later, you will become absolutely very dynamic personality. Adorable, respectable, honorable. And this is true. This is true. This is, the reality. These are not my words. These are words of all the masters. They are words of yoga.
Thank you so much for reminding our capabilities and the powers of God, because I really felt that was very necessary, at least for me.
You're always welcome. And please always remember these words of me. Please always remember my words that wherever you go outside in the world, okay, go with divinity. And again, when you finish that outer work, come in your nature.
And I think that's make us unique in billions of people.
Exactly. Be social, but at the same time, be yogi, be yogic. When there is nothing, just keep your mind empty. When there is something to do with grace, do with divinity, do with intensity, right? Enjoy every moment. Enjoy every moment. Every moment is God. Every moment is God. Don't be restless that I will meet God in the future. No, God is right now, right here. Every moment is God. God doesn't dwell in past. God doesn't dwell in future. God doesn't dwell elsewhere. God is right here, right now, in this moment. So enjoy every moment. Live every moment. When you are given challenges, that is also part of God. So whatever there is present, whether challenges, whether favorable or unfavorable situations, favorable or unfavorable people, or this stuff, everything, everyone, every phenomenon is form of God. Whether sickness, that is also a form of God. Whether health, that is also a form of God. Whether life, whether death, everything is a form of God. God lives in everyone. And see everywhere that Almighty. Okay? And you are also part of that. You're also part of that. Don't hate yourself. Don't think that you are separate from God or you are ever separate from God. Never, never, never. Even before this life, even during this life, even after this life, you are always godly. You are always living in God and God is living in you. Okay? So this is yoga. Yoga is when your mind is completely, introvert, I mean, non-outflowing. Yoga doesn't say introvert. Yoga says non-outflowing. You do not flow, right? Actually, inside also, you don't have to find anything. Do you have to find anything inside? No. There is nothing to find inside. Inside is completely hollow, completely blank, completely, empty. But only this is like, just visualize. This is like a pond, or the floors, different floors, like ground floor, zero floor, and -1, -2, -3. Have you seen these floors, right? So zero floor, then ground floor, then 1, 2, 3, and similarly zero is this one, right? And then -1, -2, -3. So this is like go more down, go more inside. And when you are going inside yourself, then you will find that the more deeper you go inside, there's nothing. You'll find stuff only on the ground floor, on the zero floor. In -1, there is nothing. So all the thoughts are only on zero floor. In -1, there is no thought. In -1, there are emotions, feelings. In -2, even feelings are also not there. You'll find empty of feelings. And -3, nothingness. So all the thoughts, emotions, visualizations are up to -1 or 0 at zero floor. And when you go on the first floor, there are parties. Just visualize, there are parties going on, ceremonies, different things on first floor. Second floor, more parties. Third floor, completely thrilling, or the dynamic people are there. So you don't have to go up, go 0, then go -1, go -2, and be there underground. There is complete nothingness. So inside there is nothing. When you go in your subconscious mind, subconscious mind is like -1, right? Subconscious mind is like -1. Or when you go more in subconscious mind, there is -2, unconscious mind. And you will find that in -3, there is no mind. Mind is not there. Mind doesn't access there. There is no accessibility of mind. So Sutra says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. Means mind goes there but find nothings. And mind feels restless. Mind feels helpless. And mind there dissolves, completely dissolves. Where there is limitation of mind also. If I'll say think, the end of this space, how long will you be able to think? Only for some seconds, some minutes. You'll visualize, where is mind, where is end of this space? You'll go to the farther, and you'll find now there is nothing. You will not find the endless. Even if you have rocket, or aircraft like rocket, which moves very faster, and you go into this space, you will find no end of this. So at one point, mind feels helpless. Mind feels that there is nothing. And when mind surrenders, then you are in yoga. Surrender of mind is yoga. Means chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti. Chitta. When chitta surrenders, then yoga starts. So long chitta thinks, so long chitta is clever, so long chitta is, thinking that I can do, I-ness, there is no yoga. So either that is in your hand. If you want, you can surrender chitta right now. If you want, you can surrender chitta after doing so many researches, so many, questions, answers, so many studies, so many sutras will be studied. And what is the goal? Surrender of chitta. And if you want, you can surrender right away. You can say, sorry, I don't have to learn anything now. That's enough. Non-seeking. When you stop seeking, you are in yoga. When you stop exploring, when you stop experimenting, when you stop striving, you're in yoga, right? So for yoga, you don't have to go any, pilgrimage. To be in yoga, you don't have to go to the Himalayas, don't have to go to any pilgrimage, any place. All these are extroversion. Sometimes for fun, you can go, that's fine. But for yoga, you don't have to go there. But yeah, sometimes that works. Like sometimes your mind feels restless, your mind is not surrendering. Then what do? You go into solitude, go into jungle, go into forest, go into there, your mind feels surrendered, right? But if your mind surrenders here, then there is no need to go anywhere, right? So this is all about surrendering the mind. Okay, finding different ways that, yes, sound healing. Let me try sound healing. Let me try mindfulness. Let me try kundalini. Let me try this. So people want to learn everything. Why? Because out of curiosities. Because mind is very rampant. Mind is very mischievous. Mind wants to learn everything. But yeah, if you cannot reach through this path, you cannot reach by any path. Okay. So yoga teaches that surrender your mind and you are there. Okay. And then Patanjali says, what are the techniques to surrender the mind? Patanjali says, Ishwar Pranidhanat va. Ishwar Pranidhanat. There is sutra. Okay. Ishwar Pranidhanat va. Yes, Himanshi?
So once you told us, like Buddha is not a person, but it is a state of being, state of kind of God. And when you are over and above all these misconceptions and everything, so what I could understand from this is Ishwar again is the same state. Ishwar is not a person, and same is about Shiva. So Shiva is the state that you achieve with the help of yoga when you control your mind and all those thoughts and you are focused. So is it so?
Yes, exactly. Actually, that is called Ishwar. Ishwar Pranidhanat means surrender to God, surrender to Nirvana, surrender to divine, and that is called Ishwar. And Patanjali further says, what is Ishwar? So first he explains everything very clearly. He explains when he says that by surrendering to God, by submission to God, you can control your mind, right?
Yes.
So now we are doing 23 Ishvara. Yes? Ishvara.
Yeah. Ishvara Pranidhanadva. So Patanjali says that your mind can come into a state of yoga by surrendering to God. Pranidhan means surrender. This is one of niyamas.
Yes, in Ashtanga. Yes, Ashtanga.
Shauch, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyay, Ishwar Pranidhana. So Patanjali says by Ishwar Pranidhan you can control your mind, and further Patanjali defines what is Ishwar. He says Klesh, Karm, Vipak, Ashaya, Aparamisht, Purush Vishesh, Ishwara. So Ishwar is a special being that is unaffected by the obstacles of the spiritual aspirant, like klesha, karma, and desires. Klesh, karma, vipak. Vipak means Klesh karma vipak ashay, aparamnishta purush. Ashay means desires. So Ishwar is one, or the state which is free from kleshas. Kleshas means obstacles. Karma, that is free from karma. There is no law of karma for Ishwar. And there is no desires in the Ishwar. And Patanjali says, Tat Nirtishayam Sarvagya Bijam, 25th Sutra. He says, there is all-knowingness. Sarvagya Bijam, Sarvagyata means all-knowingness. Actually, the meaning given in this book is just, not exact meaning. This is just kind of using different words. But if you understand Sanskrit, then that will become very clear. If you go into this meaning, then that will be a little confusing also, right? Because this is not exactly. So this is given like explaining. But you should understand the exact, what is Patanjali meant. Klesh karm vipak ashayra pramnisht purush vishesh ishvara. And tatra niratishayam sarvagya bijam. Tatra means there. Niratishayam means unceasingly. Niratishayam means unceasingly. Sarvagya bijam. Sarvagya means all-knowingness. Sarvagyata. And bija means seed. So there is seed of all-knowingness. When you become godly, when you become in God, when you dwell in God, then you also become like God. Means you know everything. Like Buddha. When Buddha was completely dwelling in God, he got supernatural powers. Then Patanjali says, Sa is Purveshamapi Guru Kalena Navacheda, 26th Sutra. Means that Ishwar, that God, is the Guru of all one, beyond time. Okay? And further he says, Tasya Vachaka Pranava. And Pranav means Om. Om is the symbol of that Ishwar, that God. Pranav. Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Tad japas tadartha bhavanam. And if you chant Om with that awareness, then also in that case your mind will become controlled. Tata pratyak chetanadhigamo apya antaraya bhavasya. And when you are in yoga, then all the antarayas, antaraya means obstacles, will be overcome. Then further he says, what are antarayas? What are obstacles? He says, vyadhi, astyan, sansay, pramad, alas, avrati, Bhranti darshan, alad bhumikat, anavasthitatva, chitta vikshepa. So these are the antarayas, means obstacles. Means kya? Vyadhi means, you can say vyadhi means illnesses. Illness. Illness. Styan means inertia. Sanshay, doubt. Pramad, negligency. Alasya, sloth. Avirati, desire. Bhranti darshan, blindness. Alabd bhumikat, lack of goals. Anvasthitatva, irresoluteness. Okay? So all these are the antarayas, and they obscure that chitta. So chitta is obscured by all these things. And along with them, there are dukh, dormanas, ang mejyat, swas praswasa, vikshep. So these are the things which arise with these obstacles. Dukh means suffering. Dormanas, depression. Ang mejyatva, nervousness. Swas praswap means fainting. Swas praswap means fainting. Agitations. Agitated breath. That's called swas praswas, vikshep. So these are the signs of lackness of clarity, or the pervert chitta, ayogic chitta, chitta which is not in yoga. Clear? And then further Patanjali said, Tat Pratisedhartham Ek Tattva Abhyasa. And you can control, we can overcome these problems of chitta by practices of one thing, Ek Tattva. Ek Tattva means that yoga Tattva. Then further sutras by themselves will clarify everything. Okay. So please read systematically, because the first sutra is connected with the second sutra. Second sutra is connected with the third sutra. And if you not understand first sutra, you cannot understand second sutra. It's clear? So if you not understand first sutra, second sutra will not be understood, because first sutra is deeply connected with second sutra. So try to understand. Okay, that was enough for today.